But you went international on me, Bond.
I had to go to Milan for this one. So.
Manchester and Florence, y'all. All right, we're here for the next 2 hours, so let's get it started with the Chiefs, who show why they're the defending Super Bowl champions with a dominant performance against the Ravens last night. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 touchdown passes and added a rushing touchdown. On the other hand, the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson threw for a career-low 97 yards. He's now 0-3 against Mahomes' his Chiefs, calling them, quote, our kryptonite. KC has now won 12 straight games going back to last season. So, Acho, think the Chiefs will actually go undefeated this season?
Man, I hate to say this, but I do. Ain't nobody gonna stop the Chiefs. But let me start with last night's game. Okay. The Ravens were by far a top 5 team in the National Football League.
Oh, yeah.
You can still go and say that the Ravens are a top 5 team in the National Football League. And the Chiefs just undressed the Baltimore Ravens on national television, Marcellus. Think about this. Lamar Jackson had his lowest offensive output ever as a starter. Where'd they do that at? Like his lowest output ever. And then you see Patrick Mahomes out here counting not how many touchdowns he scored. That was a misconception. He was counting the fact that the NFL ranked him the 4th most talented player behind Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, and the likes of Aaron Donald. So now this madman's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Nobody's going to be able to stop the Chiefs, and here is why. They are so much better than everybody else. As a former player, I hear sometimes journalists say, oh, this team or that team will go undefeated. And I'm like, that's outlandish. You not realize all it takes is one bad game? That's all it takes. One bad game to keep you from going undefeated.
Now you're in my lane.
Unless you're that much better than everyone else. I go back to 2015. Usain Bolt, the fastest man that has ever lived, and it is not close.
Don't tell me he stumbled out the blocks again.
I am.
I love you.
I am. Because he stumbles out the blocks.
Oh, he did?
He did. And he still, of course you didn't. You don't hear 9. And he still wins because he's that much better than everybody else. Here's what I will say on my first lap, Marcellus.
All right.
The Kansas City Chiefs are so much better than everybody else that there are about 15 teams in the league that even if they play poor against, they'll still win. Then there are about another 14 teams, 13 teams that they have to play good against to beat. That's the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
And then there are about 3 or 4 teams, the other 3 or 4, that they need to play really well to beat. So I'm telling you, on any given Sunday, Marcellus, the Chiefs can play average to below average and still win, like they did against the Chargers 7-8 days ago. And then yesterday, if they play well, they're still going to dismantle a good team. Chiefs go undefeated. I don't see how a team will stop them. And in my second lap, I'm going to tell you exactly why.
Man, amazing argument, for real. It floated around in this universe. You got some followers, some likes, some clicks. People were like, yeah, I believe in Acho. And then it came crashing down to reality.
How?
I'm older than you, Acho.
You are.
I was born in 1974, big dog. But you know what's funny? I don't even remember the last team that went undefeated. Oh, you know why? Because it happened before I was born. The 1972 Miami Dolphins.
We're going to ignore the Patriots?
How did that end?
We're going to regular season.
Here we go. I told you that take. Here we go, that take.
I have hair, so I can split them. I have hair, so I can split them. I need you to start splitting these hairs.
Let's do this. And that's the funny thing. My daddy, he's talking about the 72 Dolphins. Daddy, why you like Mercury Morris? You don't understand. He's the last guy to be perfect.
What's up,
It's not going to happen. Even if you want to go regular season, I can stay with you. You can say the Patriots, even though their goal is not to be regular season champs.
Of course not.
Let's talk about this season. Let's talk about what's going to happen to the Kansas City Chiefs. Mark Twain said it best. Life is a competition between you and yourself. Wileyism. Oh, my God. Who's going to stop them? They're so much better. They're Usain Bolt stumbling out the block, still winning. You know what? Last year, we saw this stacked team. Last year, there were people like you, sizzling hot takes. Oh, they may run the table. This year, it's the dynasty, but last year it was run the table. And what happened? Patrick Mahomes got hurt.
Of course.
Injuries happened. They lost 4 games last year. What happened the year before when we didn't really see them coming? But they had an MVP performance from Patrick Mahomes. They still lost 4 games. The point of this is, no matter how you want to look at this team in terms of its architecture and its greatness, something's going to happen. Let me give you 4 more things that may happen.
Go ahead.
You got to play New England Patriots this week. Tampa Bay is on the horizon. New Orleans, Buffalo, the Chargers, last game of the season in the division with a peppered up, seasoned up Justin Herbert in the building. They almost beat them, took them to overtime when Justin Herbert got, hey, excuse me, you're starting. Hey, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, oh my God.
Coach didn't even know his name right there. He was like, damn. Tyrod Hurt. Hey, come here, man. My point is this. I am going to go with the field. I am not betting against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs as much as I'm betting for the field.
Okay.
Something, injuries, another team. And the most important thing when you're talking about football, and we all know this, the only thing that is certain is uncertainty. You got to go out there and deal with something, and something's going to pop up. Maybe a team I didn't even list going to show up and beat the Chiefs.
I have 3 issues with what you just said. 3?
Damn, I ain't
The
think
first is you can't claim a Wileyism if Mark Twain said it.
Oh,
you can't do that.
that
is cheating.
Do not take my money away from me. I do not have Oprah.
That's my first issue. That's my first issue.
I've been doing that for years.
But let me get back to the point.
All right.
This Chiefs team hasn't lost a game in 14 games with the healthy Patrick Mahomes.
I'll give you that.
I mean, like,
That's
dating back, the Chiefs lost to the Tennessee Titans 35-32. The game Patrick Mahomes came back last year, he was hobbled.
Okay.
And they lost to the Packers with Matt Moore starting. Outside of that, they haven't lost since October 13th of 2019 to the Houston Texans with the healthy Patrick Mahomes. So let me just put that in perspective for you. Secondly, let me dismantle your argument by this. The Chiefs are actually insulated from injury. Now, nobody's insulated from a Patrick Mahomes injury. You're not insulated from a Patrick Mahomes injury, no.
Oh, that happened last year.
But here's what I'm saying.
You know that.
If you lose Mecole Hardman, you still have Sammy Watkins.
Exactly.
If you lose Tyreek Hill, you still have Mecole Hardman and Sammy Watkins. If you lose Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill, you still have Travis Kelce. Like, to a degree, they're still insulated. Oh, and by the way, they have first-round picks catching touchdowns by the name of Eric Fisher. The first-round pick to catch a touchdown since Keyshawn Johnson, who was drafted in '96. Not first-round pick, first number 1 overall pick, excuse me. The Chiefs are insulated, but here's the biggest point, Marcellus, because, again, past success, it is an indicator of future success.
So they're going to go 12-4 again?
No.
Because they went 12-4 the last 2 years.
Past success. Let's talk about 2007, the New England Patriots. That's the last team we saw that was undefeated in the regular season. Tom Brady, he won MVP, but he had 3 terrible games. 3 terrible games. Week 13, he plays poorly against the Jets.
Okay.
He plays poorly week 13, he plays terribly against the Ravens, actually.
Let me know.
But they still win. Why? The Ravens were 5-11 that year. A terrible team. He plays terrible again against the Jets, week 15. But the Jets were 4-12 that year. A terrible team. Then he plays terrible interdivision against the Dolphins. Should have lost. But the Dolphins were 1-15 that year. A terrible team. I say that to say this. You're right.
I know I was right. Why are we doing all this talking?
You're right.
We could have moved on.
Patrick Mahomes is going to play bad eventually. He might even play bad against the Chargers at the end of the season like he did last week. But they're still going to win even when Mahomes plays bad. The Ravens are a top 5 team that didn't even look like they belonged on the same field as the Chiefs.
That's real.
The Chargers, a bottom-tier team, made Mahomes play bad, and they still won. Mahomes has to. Here's the last thing I will say. Here's the last thing I will say in agreeing with you, but still defeating you.
I love this argument.
You're right. The Chiefs have to play 3 more tough games this season. The Patriots, the Bills, before it gets cold in Buffalo, and you know better than I the difference that is. They got to play the Bills only in 3 weeks before it gets cold. The Patriots, the Bills, and lastly, they got to play the Buccaneers at the end of the season.
Oh, New Orleans?
Towards the end of the season.
No love for New Orleans no more.
Not right now. I'm going to tell you about that later. But Drew Brees knew the Saints was my Super Bowl pick.
I was about to say.
But I'm going to go ahead and I'm jumping off that bandwagon and that cliff on the Saints.
I think I know which outro I'm dealing with.
We're going to get to that later. They got to play 3 to 4 more tough games this season. All I need, Patrick Mahomes, he needs an A effort 3 to 4 more times. It's over and done with.
But you got to understand that your measurement of what a good team is not just based on record. There's a good team out there that they're going to smash, like the Baltimore Ravens. And then there's a bad team that they're going to play down to, like you say, the LA Chargers. And it's going to take an overtime heroic effort to win. Maybe you won't be so lucky going forward. That's what I'm saying. I'm coming more from the wisdom angle, the coaches speak angle. Like, we can't take any of these for granted. Yeah, they're like every other player. When you get the schedule, you circle who you know you're going to beat, and then you kind of highlight the ones you're going to have to work for. But this is the problem. The last 2 years, I can say, but certainly last year, they were in the same mindset. Yo, let's go run this. Because the universe has different plans for whatever your greatness is.
But let me ask you this. I don't know if we've seen a team like the Chiefs be this much better than the majority of the teams. Typically in the NFL,
do you measure that, though?
Let me say this.
Okay.
Typically in the NFL, Marcellus, and this is we kind of have to transcend statistics right now. Typically, I would say you're going to see about 10 good football teams.
Okay.
I don't know if we have that this year. Here's what I mean. We have the Packers. We have the Bills. We still have the Ravens. We got the Chiefs. We kind of got the Steelers.